Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Barber Talks. Today in the building, we have Vishali as well as Emily and obviously myself and Jo-ell. So let's get straight into this. So guys, how did you get into the industry? You know, because obviously you're a beautician and you're a hairdresser. Do you guys want to explain a little bit more?
I'll let you go first.
Yeah. So I left school at the age of 16, 17, and I, to be honest, always wanted to get involved with hairdressing. I just didn't know how. And I was told in order to like get into hairdressing, you had to know like science, this, that, and the other. And I was just a bit like, well, forget it, that's not a bit me, because I didn't like that. So I held that off for a long time, and then I went into a salon and I got an apprenticeship, and I did that for 2 years. And then another year after that, I did my level 3, and then I've just been doing it for 8 years ever since. So it's kind of nice.
So you've got level 2, level 3.
Yeah, and I've done my colour masters and colour specialist degree.
Nice.
So yeah, it doesn't stop. Thank you. The silence.
I got into beauty and aesthetics about 12 years ago. I remember being so low in confidence that I just wanted to do something that would help me gain confidence, like speaking to public and making people feel better whilst making myself feel better.
Love that.
So I decided to go into beauty because I've always been so passionate about it. And then, I ended up getting an apprenticeship. And then a few years later, I ended up opening my own salon. So,
Wow.
Congratulations.
That's amazing.
How's it been running so far?
Really, really good. Everyone says it's normally one of the hardest things, but I've actually found it a breeze. I'm one of them lucky people. I think I built up such a great clientele before I opened a salon that it came quite easy for me. I've got a good clientele behind me that supports me through and through, and we are about to celebrate 7 years opening. So,
that's wicked.
That deserves it.
Did you open a salon straight away, or?
I worked in a salon for about 5-6 years, and then I thought, nah, I can do this on my own. So ended up taking the plunge and doing it all by myself.
That's wicked.
So
That's so good.
best thing I ever did, 100%. Best thing, yeah.
Nice. And in terms of obviously hairdressing as well, whereabouts are you working at the moment? Are you working for someone? Are you working for a company? Or working for yourself?
Sorry. So I work with a company called London Road Hair, and they're based in Leicester. So I've been employed there since I started. So I did my apprenticeship with their sister salon, which was George's, and then I continued on and moved after COVID, and COVID kind of hit the business a little bit. So we had to kind of change and pivot around, and I think we've all survived quite well through it. And I always get asked the question, like, would you have your own salon? And I think it really is like you said, like your confidence was built, you've got your clientele, and that's like amazing. But I think my job's not done yet with the business. I like teaching, I like sharing knowledge. I love being on social media. So when you're with a business, it gives you the freedom to not worry about business and focus on yourself a bit more. So that's like an advantage that I feel like I've been lucky to take kind of in my stride. But you don't know what's going to happen in the future, and I'm just grateful for where I am now.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you'd like to open your own shop?
I don't know, like, I meet you guys, like, as business owners, and you guys make it look so easy, and I know it's not easy. I think there is always parts of that side that people don't see, like when you're up late at night, when you're worried about certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's certain things that you would be doing like that, but that time that you spend doing that, I like to be doing other things, because I don't know. I mean, it's not, at the moment, it's not in my eyesight. And I think I'm just focusing on manifesting things that could be possible to me. But then, if I'm rich one day, then I'll open the shop, So you can't say yes or no. You just got to keep going. And, I'm fortunate that I'm in a good position at my salon. So, yeah.
That's the main thing. As long as you're enjoying like where you are and what you're doing, and that's what matters, isn't it? It isn't about putting the label on like, oh yeah, I'm going to have my own place, but because you could be unhappier doing that than where you are now. So yeah, you're doing it's all about.
You know what's interesting as well? Sorry to interrupt. I was thinking the other day, some people are born to be leaders, like in a salon. Like you've probably got really good ways of dealing with people. Also like tolerance of like just different things, and that's where your abilities lie, as well as being talented at your job. Whereas some people that are creative, they just are a bit messy and they need to be creative and have people around them to help put them in line.
Yeah.
In some respects, I feel like I can lead, but then in other respects where the business is good, I get support when I'm doing things creative. So like if I'm going out and doing stuff and being a bit messy and like, you know, getting a bit stressed and need someone to put me in my place or give me some guidance, that's the advantage of working with them because they do that for me. And I'm sure you guys, people in your salon that you see that kind of go off the track a little bit and you need to guide, you can see that from a business owner perspective, from someone that's employing them. So there's like a different perspective in whatever you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just my perspective at the minute.
No, really.
You. So in terms of obviously being self-employed and then work for someone as well, how hard is it to like stay on top and stay motivated? Like how do you guys do that?
It's hard. It's really, really hard to stay on top. You feel like you're constantly climbing this mountain and it just never ends. Like when you're in your business, there's just always, there's no limit, you know, there's no limit to how far you can possibly go. I feel like I'm still not where I am, where I want to be, if that makes sense.
That's the best like motivation you can have. Like there's a lot of people in businesses who I know, they've literally
Get settled.
Get settled. Like they've stopped climbing the ladder. Like you need to keep climbing.
I'm never happy and I'm never satisfied. I'm always looking to do the next thing. So I'm always taking like new courses and things like that to try and extend like my knowledge and things, because knowledge is power. So
Definitely.
the more knowledge I have in that area, the better I can be for the business. Yeah.
They reckon as soon as you stop, you kind of go backwards, don't they? That's like an actual saying, isn't it? You know, like with a business, like let's say, you know, you get comfortable and you sit where you're at. Once you stop trying new things and try and like go down different routes, you start going backwards because everyone else is kind of moving forward.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like with yourself, you stopped barbering for a year and you came back bigger and better and stronger.
Yeah, I did. Having that year off did help me, to be fair, because
What helped you in that year?
I think because I had a break from it, it gave me a chance to put the clippers down and then
Analyse what you need to
analyse what I needed to do and reassess where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with the business. Do you know what I mean? When you're running the business and you're working in it, like you'd know, it's quite difficult. You're in like almost a bubble. The second you take yourself out the bubble a little bit and you're looking, you can kind of tweak things from an outsider's perspective, and that's what I did. Do you know what I mean?
That's really healthy.
Yeah.
It was good.
I have tried, well, I say I haven't tried it that way.
No, yeah.
I've done it in a way where I've had no choice but to step back.
Yeah.
But then I feel like I'm falling behind when I step back. But obviously, my life at the time, I had no choice but to do that, like for my like mental health, should I say. So, I stepped back, but once I was away for a few weeks, I was still there. Like I made sure people knew I was still there, but I was away. I felt like I was falling behind massively, and I had this panic, like just surging through my body, that I felt like I needed to just, in my head, I was like, no, I need to get back up and I need to do something. So then I booked on another course and I was like, right, I'm back now. And it's like you say, you always come back bigger and better when I think you just step back and you kind of reflect and think about things and stuff, and you know what you need to do to get up and carry on and go forward. So.
Yeah. I think a big thing as well, people look at me going out when I tell them that I'll go on courses what other barbers do. Like, you're in your own shop, why would you do it? Why not? Why would you not learn off of
Like you said, knowledge is key, isn't it?
Yeah, it's power.
So true.
Yeah.
That's such a... People are just like, listen, like tunnel vision. And
Yeah.
like, yeah.
100%.
I agree.
What about yourself?
Staying motivated. I actually agree with what you're saying, with what you just said, like about learning from other people. I feel like what keeps me motivated is not staying so internalized and getting too comfortable, but to look around, not just people that are in my salon, but people outside the salon, what they're doing, like how I can, you know, expand myself. So I'm constantly thinking what's next. And I think like even you were saying like you just feel like you're falling behind. I definitely get that. And this is where, like, because I work with obviously a biggish salon, like I'm always on the go, and anyone you speak to, I'm just like crazy busy all the time. And that's not just like doing the job, that's just like my brain's going 100 miles per hour. But I've had to learn to balance that, because motivation and burnout can sometimes get confusing. So I don't know sometimes the difference between if I'm being burnt out or if I'm being motivated, because my delusions will be like, I'm being so motivated, and then I'm like having a breakdown after. Do you know what I mean? So I've had to try to give myself some patience as well. But yeah, staying motivated really just is about being consistent and being consistent, and being honest with yourself. Like, you can be too kind to yourself sometimes where you're like, I'm so good, I'm so confident. But really, you gotta go, well, are you? Like, could you be better? And you gotta test yourself a little bit, and I think that's really healthy to do as well. Obviously, you've got to be kind to yourself, but yeah, I think there's like just a really weird line that can sometimes get cloudy.
Yeah, of course.
Because I've seen a lot of your Instagram, like reels, posts.
Sorry, Instagram.
I thought that.
Instagram. Is that what I said? Instagram.
I tried to ignore that. It's so hard to
I can't.
Bryce, you're
Instagram.
killing me right now,
It
bro.
was going so well.
No, I look at Instagram. We'll say Instagram.
We'll go Instagram.
Yeah, you know what? So how's your Instagram? No, I'm joking.
My Instagram.
So obviously your Instagram, let's like correct that.
Yeah.
Your Instagram, so with your comments, your posts, your reels, your likes, do you feel like there's a lot of motivation with that, with both of you guys? Do you feel like it motivates you more? Because you've got that love and support.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if something goes viral, I'm like, yeah, amazing, I'll do more.
Yeah.
But I'll be totally honest with you, I've had a few videos on TikTok where they've probably not done as well, and people are very brutal and honest. That knocks me down quite a bit, but then it makes me realise, like, I have to also be realistic. Like, these people don't know me. There's someone that's just like commenting over it. You have to also be realistic about how you're going to let that affect you. You could either take that as a positive or a negative. So I've had to learn to like understand what people are saying, whether it's good or bad, and just take it in a way where it doesn't directly hurt me, because I'm quite precious and sensitive about my work. So yeah, that's taken a long time, but it's also a blessing because it's what builds you. Like, social media is the most powerful thing. So I've got to just take it, whatever.
Take that
happens.
negativity,
Yeah, the good or the bad,
to
it's still out
positive,
there.
yeah.
It's still pushing something. So
Real talk, yeah. If you're doing something well, then it wouldn't be normal if you didn't get any negative comments. Like, that's a massive thing that I've learned, you know.
We were
regardless of
speaking
what
about
you do.
that the other day
We
as
was
well.
actually speaking about this the other day, yeah, because Prash was getting heated up about something, and I said to him, you've got to see it as like, if someone's taking time out of their day to say something bad about you, they're thinking about you. Do you know what I mean? If they weren't bothered, then they wouldn't be talking about you, or they wouldn't be saying anything.
You're doing something right.
so
man.
You're doing
interesting you
something
say
right.
that, because one of my clients messaged me, and this was a few months ago, and she said, I'm just on the train to Birmingham or wherever she was going, and she was like, and just funnily enough, I had my headphones out and I heard two girls talking about you, and they were saying how, you know, you're so expensive, you're this, that, and the other. And like, when she was telling me, initially I was a bit like, you know when you get that bit of anxiousness in your throat, like, why is someone talking about me? Then I thought, do you know what? I'm glad that they're talking about it.
Yeah.
Because you've just promoted me on somewhere public.
Literally.
And just so happens to be one of my clients that loves me. So cool, keep doing it. And now, anything that ever becomes like that, I feel like I try and twist it and be like, do you know what? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like, because you're right. Like,
Yeah.
you got to, it's the way you look at it, and you can't let that.
It's all about perspective, and anything you see and anything you do. If you can flip something, a negative into a positive, and you think, right, a negative comment's actually a positive on my behalf because they're advertising me for free.
Yeah. Exactly. And your reaction will depend on your image as well.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're reacting in a way that doesn't need to be in that way, it's just going to look badly on you and your brand and what you've built, and, you know, the kind of environment you're trying to create just to act up to someone else's, you know, way of being. So it's like, you like you say, got to have that head on, just being able to be.
I feel like that's so difficult though, to keep that professional image when somebody has crossed that line of something. I remember, like, well, I've had so many incidences where my family are like, just stay professional.
Yeah.
Like, don't let it get to you. Like, you're better than that. But yeah, there's a fine line what you want to step over to,
how do you
know,
deal
to
with
shut
that,
it down.
though? If someone was ready to push your button, how do you, are you just able to just walk away, or do you have
I feel like I have no choice.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, for the business's image, you have to be this perfect person that, you know, nothing gets to you and you can look past anything, and you want it all to be nice, sunshine and rainbows and stuff, but in reality it's not quite like that. You know, we are human, and our
people don't
feelings do
understand
get
until they're in
hurt.
your position.
100%, yeah. And yeah, it's one of those, you just got to do it for the business's sake. That's the only reason I keep my mouth shut most of the time.
I was going to say though, I imagine like you're like me, there's a fine line, isn't there, where, you know, you kind of, let's say, if we're talking generally now, people, you know, will do bad comments or say stuff about you and stuff, and you're like, yeah, that's annoying me, but whatever, do your thing.
Yeah.
But then when someone goes past a certain point, that's when you've got to be like, right, that comes to a point now where you've got to make an example out of that, because if you let something slide, then other people are going to think that they can do that as well. Do you know what I mean?
Literally walk all over you.
Do you find that hard now though, because there's so many rules and regulations of what you can and can't say, and I think people sometimes feel like they've got too much power. You know, do you struggle with that, or do you feel like you're quite good at just putting the line through the sand?
I'm really lucky because it's kind of the past like 3 years I've been really able to like control a lot more. I mean, it's controlling your emotions, isn't it? And I've been able to do that really well for the past kind of 3 years. But before that, I was an absolute idiot with it. Do you know what I mean? I used to buy anything, but I learned the hard way. And that's what, do you know what I mean? That's
But
what
I feel like even when clients, customers, just public are so rude to you or just aggressive, you have to be as professional as possible, because that irritates them even more.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
You know?
Yeah.
And then
Kill them with kindness.
that's it, man. Kill them with
Yeah.
kindness. And the thing is,
Yeah.
when you're saying, like, basically being professional as anything, you're still getting out what you need to say. And it's like with me, I've got like a three strike rule. If you're either horrible to me, late, aggressive, that's it. You ain't in my chair anymore.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, but like I've had to see. I was too nice. Like from the very beginning, I was like, "It's fine.
Yeah.
Like slap me, it's cool."
Yeah.
But like now, I'm nice, but I'm firm, and like people can take that how they want. And I think as well, because we're in the service industry, we're told to be nice. We're told that the customer's always right, and you know that's absolutely fine. And I'm always there to try and work with the person. But if they're not working with me, they're not respecting me as a human being, which is what I am at the end of the day, even if I am providing a service, then I have every right to defend myself and just say, you know what, I'm not dealing with this, let's door, because that's also allowed. And I think now, more so than before, it's more spoken about to be like that. But I don't know what it would be like your salons, but like for me, especially in the salon, we just had to always please clients.
Yeah.
And now it's become way more allowed to just be a bit more honest and like not be afraid to just be brutal.
Yeah.
And actually, sometimes it's come back better because people appreciate that.
It's
and
respect.
Yeah, it is. And they're like, do you know what? Thanks for telling me. I appreciate that. And that relationship is so much stronger for longer because you're like that and you've put them boundaries in place, right?
Yeah, everyone knows where they stand, so it's just a
Yeah.
lot easier. I used to be really nice at the beginning, like you say, sometimes you can be too nice and you can let things slide a lot with clients and with staff as well. And then I'd say, the last 3 years, probably the last year especially, you get boss Emily and you get the friendship Emily sort of thing, and that's with clients and with staff as well. So yeah,
That's good.
Do you feel like some of the negative comments or even positive comments can affect your mental health?
Comments, depends. If it's negative, then because I'm quite sensitive to comments and stuff. Like I say, I try not to let it get to me, but like we've said, we're human at the end of the day. We probably both went into this industry, I know I did, because we care about what we look like and things like that. So when people negatively say negative things, it doesn't sit right and it can affect your mind,
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
Do you feel
I
like
spaced out because I was really thinking about what you said, then I forgot about what you said. Sorry, carrots.
So I'll let you off this one time.
I want to get comfortable now.
Do you feel like the job takes a toll on your mental health?
Like you said, regards to the comments, it depends who it comes from.
Yeah.
Because I've grown up in a household with I've got 3 older brothers. There's been so many men in my life, so I feel like I'm quite toughened up against comments from people I don't know. So I don't really care about that. But if it's someone I genuinely, if it's someone I genuinely care about or value an opinion of, it does get to me because I'm thinking I've chosen to open up to you. You know me in a way that probably no one else does. So I want to understand where that's coming from. But I am sensitive. I actually agree I am sensitive, and but then that's the beauty about being us. And that's why we do our job so well, because we care. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't go the extra
As well as
mile.
you can be on a level with your clients.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a balance, and I think if you've got the right people around you, like how you two spoke the other day, you were able to tell him, actually, chill out, it's fine. This is his perspective. If you've got someone when you're in your emotions just telling you back, actually, it's not that deep, or actually you don't need to overthink that too much. It's so powerful.
It helps.
It
massively.
really helps.
Yeah.
Like,
just somebody level-headed around you, like just to bring you back down.
Yeah.
To think about.
Because it's easy to get lost in your own thoughts and go, oh,
Yeah,
but then that and that and then blah, 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 and you're like, actually, wait, that was just started out as this, and now I've made it into something.
Yeah.
So like, I can do that. I can get wrapped up in it, but I've luckily got people around me that can go, actually, maybe look at it like this, or for what it actually is, for face value, and then it helps you kind of compartmentalize where everything sits a bit more. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% agree.
What's something in the industry that irritates both of you?
White champagne in
What's something that really grinds your gears?
Yeah.
Mine is the whole medic versus non-medic in aesthetics. I don't think it should be about that at all. So within aesthetics, if you're if you've got a medical professional like thing behind you, then they're like, yeah, you can touch me, like, you know, you can do it, like, and then, but if you haven't got a medical degree behind you, it's like they think it's like a really bad thing.
As in like a client's perspective?
In most of the world, I would say.
Yeah, I've actually heard this quite a lot.
And it's so frustrating because some of the top people in the aesthetics industry are like, they haven't got a medical background.
Right.
So that just proves and shows a lot, you know, that you don't have to be a medical professional. Like, we've all been taught the same. You just might be able to diagnose something, whereas I can't. You know, we've all been taught the same. We all know, we should hopefully all know how to, you know, safely carry out treatment and things like that. Just because you're a doctor or a nurse doesn't mean you're any better than I am, you know, in that industry, you know. And that's one thing that really grinds my gears bad.
That's such a good saying, isn't it? Grinds my gears.
Yeah, gets me so angry.
Grinds my gears.
Right, I won't say irritate again.
Grinds my gears, I love that.
What grinds your gears? Go on.
You know what? I would say it's not about the industry. I think it's the attitude towards the industry. Like, when I first started my apprenticeship, I know I got so many comments from people like, oh, hairdressing is so easy. You just must have failed all of your GCSEs.
Yeah.
And to me, even I doubted myself. I thought, oh my God, did I just do something that was easy? Because it looks, you know, not that it wasn't easy. It was hard, but like I doubted myself and I devalued my own worth because people were telling me how anyone could be a hairdresser. And actually, nowadays, from what hairdressing was 20 years ago is very different to what it is now. And any beauty thing is anything, because the service, the expectations, the trends, the everything is just up a notch.
High demand, isn't
it's
it?
It's so high and it's constantly changing. You've got to know the newest technique, you've got to know the best way to do certain things and also be cost efficient. And, you know, it's like there's so much to it. So, yeah, it just irritates me that people don't understand the value of it. And actually, like, I don't know, like I said at the beginning, I was never a sciencey person, but I've had to learn in my career specialist and my masters a lot of science things in order to do my job. And even when I'm talking to a client who's paying X amount of money, I've got to be able to understand them and talk to them. And actually, they want to know the science behind a lot of things. They want to know so much that's going on. So like, I've had to put so much of my work and my education and everything into that. And so it's not just me twiddling my thumbs and playing with, you know, a bit of hair every day. It's actually way more than that. And yeah, what I was going to say is, like, back then, I saw a video the other day and it was like trends in 2000s was like chunky highlights, very like block colours, untoned hair. That was very normal back then because the products weren't available back then. Like the science behind all products and research has changed so much that we are able to use so many things that are advanced, like, you know, toners and stuff like that, and special treatments for your hair. Now, things cost a lot more. The techniques are way more specialised and more personalised to clients. So it hurts me to like have to justify that constantly to clients and to people who are outside the industry of the weight that the job actually has and like how you know, it is very established, and we are worth the, you know, the title, no matter what you are. If you're a beautician, a hairdresser, a barber, like, we are a master of our own jobs. And I'm sure if a doctor tried to pick up, that never learned anything, tried to pick up a needle, they wouldn't know.
No.
They wouldn't, just because you got a motor, they wouldn't know.
No. I've worked with doctors before, like on courses and things, and if anything, they're
there you go.
I don't like to use the word useless, because, but in that area that we was training in, they wasn't the best, and that just shows massively. Just because you've got a title doesn't mean, you know, we're
training is key. Education is key. Confidence, everything, it all comes into it, and like that's what irritates me. I want to be able to show that, and then that's hard to be nice and also firm and be like, actually, I am worth my dollar, and like I do know what I'm saying, and I'm not just, you know.
Yeah, I think it's how much you want it. If you show how much you want it, you're gonna constantly learn. Even in your own time, you don't have to be on a training course to learn. You can be at home and keep researching and learning and things, which I've done.
YouTube's a big one.
Home. Yeah, like where we've literally sat down. I've brought books for hundreds of pounds worth just to learn more of the anatomy and things like that, because I want to be better in what I do. You know, I don't want to have a title to prove myself. I want my knowledge to be able to prove what I'm capable of. So.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Nice. Do you feel like some of the conversations you have with your clients can affect in your day-to-day life, going into like mental health side of things as well? Like, because as barbers as well, as I know, like some of the conversations we have are really deep, knowing that you have to keep that on the chair. Do you feel like it'll affect you in like day-to-day positions?
Yeah, I take a lot of it home with me.
Yeah.
And I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel physically sick.
Yeah, if someone's told you something that's really bothered you, like what's happened in their life.
Yeah.
You carry that.
Yeah, like a lot of people tell me like some, like you say, really dark things that I think, should I tell their parents, like, or should I tell the police, or, you know, like some things can be really serious, but then you have to keep that client confidentiality, as you know, like, because you don't want to, you don't want to take away that trust that they've, you know, they've trusted you, telling you something, and then you don't want to get done for it either, if they're upset that you've worded it to someone that you probably shouldn't have done. But massively, if something's going on in your personal life, like our personal life, and we get told something quite similar, it's very hard to kind of keep your emotions in check massively, and I really struggle with that. Because I'm quite a tearful person. I'm so in touch with my emotions, and I will feel somebody else's emotions so much as well. And it's hard. It's really, really hard.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think as well, like I don't know how factual this fact is, but this was ages ago. I read that the last place that someone that's going to commit suicide will tend to go, one of the last places, is a hair salon or a beauty place or something like that, and attempts to try and feel something. So that's why they end up doing something drastic in their appearance before they actually do something that they can't obviously undo. And like when you think about that, I just always think it's our duty to try and be a listening ear, but then also disconnect as much as we can. But it also makes me grateful, because some of the things I hear, I think actually I'm in a good position in my life where luckily I've not experienced that yet, or that's never happened to me, and it's just made me more wise. And like, it is hard. I get emotional. I sometimes cry.
See, I'm the opposite. When you said it makes you more wise, it makes me more scared.
Really?
Because if somebody tells me something like to do with health or anything like that, I just think, oh my God, if it can happen to them, it can happen to anyone, and it can happen to me. So then any little thing I start to really struggle with. I think
like
different.
I do get what you're saying, because even sometimes like Prashman Ho, I do take some stuff home, and he has to say, you're not that person, so just chill. So like, is that reality check that I have to get? But that just makes us human.
Yeah.
It really does. And like, that's why having my days off, there's like at least one day off, I have to have an hour, whether that's me at the gym, to just really switch off, like to really not allow myself to get consumed by things, because that hour will save me for the rest of the week. Yeah. It keeps me together as a person. Like, there's nothing that a partner, a parent, or anyone can do. You have to do that for yourself. To like check in with yourself and be like, am I good? Is this going to be okay for me? But, you know, we're only humans, so I suppose it's just something we take.
Guys, I'm so sorry to break this up. The conversation is going banging. But if you've got any advice for someone starting up as a hairdresser or a beautician, what do you think?
I would just say to reach out to any. I would research what it is you love, whether that be going into hair or going into beauty, and find a reputable salon, a place that's you're going to be able to learn from, and get some sort of experience as much as you can. And initially, in any sort of beauty industry, I found you're not going to get paid much, and you are going to be working for free sometimes, and that's just part of it. But knowledge is power, like you said, and you've got to really just take everything in your stride, whatever's being given to you, and actually it will pay off in the end. So yeah, just
have patience.
Don't stop talking to people. Have patience, and just take every opportunity, and reach out to a salon, try and find an apprenticeship. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Exactly the same.
Perfect.
Just have patience and don't stop pushing for what you want. Try and work out what it actually is you want and focus on that one thing instead of trying to do a million things, because you'll go a lot further that way. So yeah.
Perfect. Guys, it's been a pleasure. If you guys just want to face to the camera, shout out your Instagrams.
Which camera? Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, there's so many cameras.
Where you work, Instagrams, go for
Instagram
it.
names.
Thank you, Barbershop Talks, for having me. Vsvstylist. You can follow me on Instagram, or you can follow London Road Hair where I work.
The sass.
I've got to live up to that now. I'm joking. Thank you, Barbershop Talks, for having me. I'm Emily from Emily's Illusions, and you can find me on Instagram, Emily's_illusions.
Guys, don't forget to like, share, and follow.
Subscribe, please. Peace out.
Bye. Bye.
Guys, just want to say a big thank you for everyone supporting us at the moment, liking, commenting, sharing. Literally, it's been an amazing journey so far.
It has. We need your help.
Yeah.
That little button, what says subscribe, we're going to need you to subscribe. Please.
Just give us some support. Literally.
Please.
The more people who view it, the more content that's going to be out. So you do not
Just click
want
the
to miss
button.
out.
Just click the button.
Yeah, just click it. Just click it.
Little tap. That's all you need to do. Just little
That's it.
click.
You get me?